Here's Averett at the top, and he clearly understands where the sticks are on 3rd and 3. First thing I like, it's a nice drop. He understands here that he's got safety help over the top, so he lets Akins go. And you can see already at this point, this is when he makes the read and breaks. Watson hasn't even started throwing this ball yet, so it's a good read. Unfortunately, you see him hesitate. After he breaks, he hesitates again, which allows the completion to happen. He needs to trust his instincts here, but it's a good read, and Averett has been pretty good generally at reading in front of him since his Alabama days in college. Here's Averett at the top, and he gets beaten for the medium gainer. I like the back pedal, and it's a smooth transition. I wonder if he opens up his hips a bit too early here. He's got this outside leverage, and he allows Kenny Stills to cross him. And I think because of how far he has to flip his hips, this foot gets too far outside of his body, and I think that's probably why he stumbles. I can live with these sorts of moderate gainers if that's all he's giving up. Up against Kenny Stills again, here's Averett at the top, this time lined up at the line of scrimmage, and he gets beaten, but Watson doesn't make the throw. Now when he's lined up this close to the line of scrimmage, you'd like to see him get his hands on, but he doesn't do anything to disrupt this release, so that he allows the free release, and he does this quite a lot on tape, and it allows the receiver to challenge his feet, make him make hard, quick decisions, and that's a nice transition, but it does mean that here he ends up getting completely turned around, and that is a free completion if Watson sees it. Here's Averett. This is probably the play that got the most pop from Ravens fans getting on him during the Texans game, and I'm going to nip that in the bud right now. I don't think there's anything more he could have done. He's got outside leverage and he's got middle of the field safety help, and the route is designed to come inside and run away from the coverage. You can see he's in pretty tight coverage. He's just beaten by an unbelievable throw. I mean, look, when Watson releases this ball, look, his feet are perpendicular to the sideline. He's got 2 Ravens hitting him, and watch the trajectory of this ball. It is perfectly in stride, in the hands. If you have to blame anyone, it's probably Deshaun Elliott, who gets there a bit late, breaking as the safety. But sometimes you've just got to applaud a great play by the other team. Here's Averett, and he's singled up with Will Fuller here, probably the Texans' best receiver. First thing to notice, the communication's good. The 3 corners there deal with that bunch. And Averett deals with the speed of Fuller. Fuller gets very little separation. Averett's best quality as a corner is probably his athleticism and his smooth athleticism. He's not going to get challenged by deep speed as much as other 4th or 5th corners on most teams. This is the very next play. Here's Averett. He's singled up in off-man coverage against Will Fuller again. Really smooth mirroring. What I like is the economy of movement with which he changes here. Look, it's 1 step and he's instantly mirrored up. He's focused on Will Fuller. There's no peeking in the backfield. Not until he's in phase. I really do love that efficient change in direction. Watch how little wasted movement there is in that change. It looks like that's maybe where Watson wanted to go with the ball too. Either that or he wanted the slant behind, but Humphrey and Bowser deal with that. Averett up here with Kenny Stills again, inside leverage this time, and with no help over the middle. He probably opens his hips up a little early again, but recovers really well. That smooth transition, gets back in phase, and holds up long enough for the pressure to get home. You do notice on film that he opens up his hips a little bit too early. He's a bit premature, a bit too often. What this does show, though, is nice trust. Wink trusts him. The Ravens have gone man-to-man across the board here to create the free rusher, and the pressure does get home. Those kinds of calls are a crucial part of Wink's defense, and he has to be able to trust the defensive backs. And it's clear that he does trust Averett. There's some clear things to work on in Averett's game. He needs to get his hands on receivers more earlier in the route. He needs to be more confident in his reads, and he needs to stay square a fraction longer and not open up his hips too early. But there's lots of plus qualities in his game too, especially his smooth athleticism. Obviously he's not an all-pro corner, and the fact that he has 2 all-pro corners as teammates probably makes him look worse than he is. It also likely means he'll get targeted more by opposing offenses, but I think he's going to be able to hold up fine. In the Texans game, he only really entered the field on snaps where Wink wanted Jimmy Smith to match up with the tight end, or play that deep safety hybrid role he started playing when we're in dime packages. We may see that a lot against the Chiefs, given how good Travis Kelce is, but ironically, Averett's speed might be able to deal with some of the speedier Chiefs' weapons better than Tavon might have. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment about any other players you want me to do a video on from the Texans game, and I'll see you next time.